Welcome to Reporter's Notebook, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the stories breaking on their beats. I'm Sarah Westwood, and I'm here today with energy reporter Breanne Deppisch. And Breanne, you guys wrote in your newsletter this week about the energy crisis that is facing Europe right now, and some of the worst case scenarios that educators and restaurant owners are predicting because of this. What are some of those worst case scenarios right now?
Yeah, a lot of these are actually due to the soaring energy costs caused by Russia's war in Ukraine. Obviously touched off this massive block-wide supply crisis, especially since Gazprom, Russia's state-owned gas company, completely shut off all supplies to the EU. This was something that leaders were really scared about for a long time. Ultimately, their fears were realized, of course. Putin said this was in retaliation to their move to cap Russia's gas prices, but obviously this was a long time coming. And yeah, this is undoubtedly going to affect consumers, businesses, and yeah, really everyone.
British Prime Minister Liz Truss, in one of her first actions in power, took some steps to make Britain more energy independent when it comes to fracking. Tell us about what she did there and why leaders have been pushing her to do that.
Yes, so the UK actually has seen soaring energy prices. I think they're about 500 times as high with inflation compared to previous years. It's really set off an affordability crisis there. She did call, to reauthorize fracking, something that's really not played well with different parties in the British government. But this is actually something we've seen, really playing out in all European countries. Germany announced earlier this week that it was planning to keep open its remaining nuclear plants. That is a complete U-turn from, its long opposition to nuclear power. And we've also seen similar steps from France, from other Russian fossil fuel dependent countries that are kind of left in a bind.
California is also having an energy crisis of its own right now because of strain on the electric grid. The heat wave is contributing to that. Besides the, now sort of infamous request for Californians to not charge their electric vehicles during peak hours, what are some of the other things that California leaders are trying to do to mitigate this?
Yeah, there's a lot of things they can do. It's actually, I spoke to some folks earlier this week who explain to me a little bit about these measures. It's a flex alert system, meaning all the cuts are voluntary. Whether or not this is the best system to help reduce strain on the grid, it's a matter of conversation. But so basically, consumers are also asked to reduce demand between peak hours when the grid is most strained. That's between 4 and 9 p.m. Because a lot of solar power, which California has a ton of, very sunny there, goes offline at that time. But a lot of people still have their AC up, keep their appliances running, things like that. So consumers were asked to turn their thermostat up, 78 degrees or above, and avoid use of large appliances, turn off lights that they don't need, things like that. And that's actually probably what helped them avert blackouts just 2 days ago when the grid reached its highest ever strain of like 52,000 megawatts, I believe.
Well, Breanne, thank you so much for being here today. You can get more reporting from Breanne and the rest of the energy team by signing up for their newsletter, Daily on Energy, at washingtonexaminer.com.